Hello, everyone. As you can see, we're down one person, but hopefully they find their internet and they will be joining us very soon. But welcome to week 2 of Roll for Roll, where a bunch of hello, everyone. Newly, see, we're down one person. I didn't mean to have that on. Okay, so sorry about that. It kind of looped to my ear set, but anyway, we had some technical difficulties jumping on. Chrome is not working, so we all had to switch over to Firefox. That's all of us there are using cameras. So anyway, welcome. If you're new here, we typically do a more role-playing Dungeons and Dragons than anything else. So we like to stay immersive into the game. So if we don't answer questions right away in chat or don't speak to you in chat, that's the reason why. We're not trying to ignore you or anything, and we do take breaks at pretty much every top of the hour where we'll address people, or if we have like a lull period. But yeah, anyway, welcome. And to kind of give a little, actually, you know what, we'll jump into announcements or anything. Does anybody have any announcements they're going to make? Any streams they're going to be doing this week?
Nope.
I'm going to be streaming pretty much all week.
All right. And where can we find you, Gouda?
Yeah, mixer.com/Gouda. Hitting up that 12 p.m. Central.
Nice. Light? Any streaming for you?
I might be doing some streaming after this game on Light Nevaeh on Twitter, Twitch. Sorry, for some reason I tried to open and it's playing double. It's weird. Yeah, I'm just playing just a bunch of characters on GTA roleplay. It's actually been really fun, intense. Yeah, just catch me on them.
And
they have tents in that game?
Yeah, they have tents.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you are.
You just have to find them.
Gouda, you were a little frozen on my side for a little bit, but
the cold never bothered me anyways.
Yeah, there you go.
Good one.
So I guess we can go down the line. If you guys can kind of introduce your characters real quick, and then where we can find you. I know we already kind of made announcements like that, but where can we find you on social media so that way people can follow you?
Hi, I play Blue. She is an 8-foot-tall blue lady. She's a Furbolg Ranger. She is really nice, but also a big badass. And you can find me on Twitter at lazy_mermaiden.
Hi, I play Shayna, a high elf. Was it Artificer? Did we agree on
Yep.
how to say that? She's a little quirky. She keeps to her books. She likes to make things, and we'll see what she makes later. And you can find me on Twitter and Twitch under the same name, Light Nevaeh.
I am Gouda. I am playing a character named Goudan. Goudan is a former apothecary specialist scholar, now the owner of the Candlelight Inn, who has gotten the itch for adventure. You can find me on Twitter at Gouda on Mixer, as well as Facebook and Mixer. Mixer.com/Gouda.
There we go. And my overlay is kind of a little messed up while we're missing our fourth paradiddle. So Gouda is playing, obviously, Goudan. And yeah. But if you'd like to follow me, you can either follow me on Twitter, on here, mixer.com/GoZera. Twitter /GoZera with 3 R's, or actual Roll for Roll. Yeah, anyway, so we'll kind of give a little recap of what's going on and what happened last week. So last week, our adventurers found themselves in the town of Ungar, a up-and-coming, thriving town just south of their location where they're at now. The town, about a year and a half ago, was taken over by orcs, and the whole town was enslaved. A group from the capital city of Charminian, led by Captain of the Guard Jarrod Blackcrow, and a bunch of volunteers headed up north to help liberate the town from those orcs. They killed most of them, and with the exception of the chieftain and a couple of other lackeys, and without having the resources needed to follow them, they stayed in the town, rebuilt it to what it became. They had little adventures throughout the week that we discussed, and they were just kind of settling in from the end of the work week, drinking at the Illegal Boot, which is a fighting pit tavern within the confines of Ungar, where some magical stuff happened that they used to their advantage. And upon exiting the tavern, because of the warning bells were being rung throughout the city, the town was under attack by orcs, and our heroes fought very valiantly and defeated the onslaught of orcs, except for the chieftain who ran into the woods. The following day, our heroes, escorted by Jarrod Blackcrow himself and two other fighters from the city, decided to go into the woods and track the chieftain. They came across another group of orcs, and Blue, being the nimble bimble 8-foot blue monster that she is, decided to rampart through these woods and destroy all these orcs, except for one, which they tied up, and that's where we will start now. So you guys have all kind of gathered around this orc that Blue has tied up, and there you go. Yeah, the orc is extremely beat up. I can't. Did you guys heal him? I can't remember if you guys healed him.
We didn't heal him. I would have done tried to do a medicine check or something just to get him stabilized.
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys did stabilize him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's still unconscious.
I'm gonna pour a little bit of my water on his face.
Doesn't seem to have. Well, you know what? We'll see. We'll start the rolls off. Doesn't seem to have any effect on him.
I reach into my bag, pull out a healing draught. Here, try this.
I feed it to him.
I think it's like a D4.
Go ahead and roll a D4.
Oh, D8. Sorry, 1D8.
Roll a D8.
Are you doing it or me?
I hand it to you, so you're giving it to him, right?
Boom, 2.
Yeah.
So he heals for 2 points. Kind of starts opening up his eyes and he looks around and he tries to move, and he does not break the ropes. He looks extremely pissed off though.
That's fair. Who's got good charisma to do interrogation? Because it's not me.
You
I
see
tell-
Fana back away a little bit.
I tell you what.
Tell me, Gunan.
Out of character, we leveled up to level 4, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Having a sudden candle light up in my head, above my head. I go, I've got an idea, and I cast Zone of Truth on the area around the with the radius of it focusing on the orc.
Okay. Are you guys all kind of standing around the orc as well?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I backed away.
She did back away.
Not want to. No, yeah.
Okay. So, Blue, Gudan, and the orc are all within the zone of truth. Jarrod and the two other guards, which you haven't asked for their names, but that's okay, are just hanging out. If you look over to him, Jarrod looks annoyed and a little impatient. So, creature that enters the spell's area for the first time on its turn or starts its turn must make a charisma saving throw. Okay.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to do that then.
Yeah.
So I'm in there. Let's see.
And what's your spell DC?
My spell DC is 13.
Okay. All right. So what do you want to do?
I'm gonna look at the guy and be like, what were you guys waiting over here for?
Somebody to follow.
Okay, and why did your chieftain come into the town and attack all of a sudden? What was his goal?
To take over our town.
What do you guys want it for? You guys have beautiful woods out here.
He's failed like every single one of these. I don't know. I don't mind woods.
Me either. Anything else anybody wants to ask him? Because I should already know how many of them are there with my sense thing. So we don't need to know how many are there. I guess, is there any like special traps or anything on the way to the other encampment?
No traps.
And is there any special weapons or any other ogres there?
He kind of looks confused. There's
Okay. Well, I'm done here. Is there anything else?
How many are at your encampment?
I haven't been. I don't know.
I should know that.
You should.
I don't know
And-
how
and
much
Jarrod kind
someone
of-
told me the first
Jarrod kind of pipes up at this point. He goes, just kill him. We don't have time.
Okay.
Wait!
Too late.
No!
So roll for an attack. Yeah, actually, I think it would be a natural crit or automatic crit.
I think it's advantage, really. That's what it is.
Well, let's go with advantage then. So
Does a 13 hit?
I gotta see. I think it does. You know what? We'll just say it does. How about that?
Okay. All right.
So
Next.
roll for your attack. 13 does hit. As you smash his face and with your hammer into the tree behind him. Makes this like squishy thud. Gallagher smashing watermelon sound.
Speaking of watermelon. Great. All right. Are we ready to go? Jarrod, you look antsy. You're in charge.
As I bring down my arms from shielding from the blood and yuck that just popped out of the tree, I curse Blue under my breath. To
Do
her
I
face.
hear it? Oh, to my face. Excuse you.
Under,
that
under
was
my
not
breath
very
to your face.
nice. What does that? So I hear it. I assume.
Yeah, like it's under my breath, but I'm looking right at you.
She's assuming like, boss said to give him the hammer. I guess not the axe in this case. So I did it. Do you have a problem?
I spin a quick glare at Jarrod, and I say, "Let's go."
Grumpy gills. I say to your face under my breath.
Wait, is my candle lit?
I don't think you lit it.
Figuratively, yes.
Yeah.
From earlier.
I light my candle.
There you go. A candle is now lit within Paluriant.
I hold onto it tightly.
Now, did we already rest here, and then we got up, or how was it? Because I thought we were like, the last time we did it, we were supposed to make camp here.
I don't think we made camp. Because I think that Jarrod was antsy to go.
Okay, I'm just curious. Trying to remember a couple weeks ago.
So I don't think
mean,
he
you had
used
you had
any
enough
spells or
Yeah,
anything.
you had enough time for a short rest.
Okay.
Alright, keep going.
Okay. So, who is leading the way?
Me.
All right. Hopefully, I like cleaned off my desk, so hopefully I have a working pen.
I'll stand behind Paradiddle.
Okay. So,
Plus 2 AC. He's now your shield.
yeah. So I went Blue, Paradiddle,
Yeah, I'll be somewhere in the back.
Gul'dan, Feyna, Jaren, Kevin, and Taylor. Alright. So, you guys head off into the woods. Blue, go.
Before we go, I asked what their names are so that I can have that.
Beat me to it.
Kevin, Taylor.
Those are very average names in the night person.
Alright, so Blue, roll me a survival check. Yeah, you are beelined, even though the path is kind of bushed over and the foliage is overseen some, but you see right through the disguise of them trying to hide where the path leads. And with moving a couple of branches out of the way and bending some leaves or bending some branches off, you're able to find the path no problem as you guys trek through. As you are going, what are you actively how are you actively tracking through? Like, are you just going through the path? Are you looking around? Are you trying to be stealthy? Are you just moving along?
Always trying to be stealthy, usually not working. But I can roll stealth if you want. Also, I'm 14. I'm looking around basically to try to see as we get closer, or as I think we're getting closer, if there's a way to go around so that we're not just walking directly into the encampment.
Sure. And with using your vision and stuff, or like your out-of-body experience that you're able to do to track your favorite beasts, you know it's going to be about another hour and a half worth of just tracking through the woods. Although whenever you first saw it, there was nothing there. Whether something's there now, who knows? But You rolled 14, right?
Yep.
Okay. So you track through the woods. About an hour comes up, and you do see a couple of paths leading off of the main path. One looks a little bit more dense and old, and the other one looks a little bit more fresh.
Okay, and how far away do I sense the encampment?
It's about 30 minutes, still 30 minutes away. And there are remnants of like old ruins, like an old settlement that's kind of just been overrun by a forest. So like you'll see a couple of like well placed stone blocks, kind of on this path, and then there's nothing. And then you walk on a little bit of cobblestone, and then there's nothing. So.
Okay, is there any like big things that like I can rummage through to see if there's anything cool there? Like any piles of remains of the civilization or whatever, as it were?
It doesn't look like anything that would have existed here before. It's kind of been just overrun through time.
Okay.
Some lost civilization.
Okay. Well, I'll stop and turn around and be like, okay, we're about half an hour out. There are these paths that lead to the side. I don't really want to go directly in. I mean, we can. That's kind of more my style, but I've had past encounters where that didn't work out so great. So, what do you guys think? Jarrod, you're in charge. What do you think? Anybody? Bueller?
Well, there's 3 paths, correct?
Yep.
I know we shouldn't, but perhaps...
Don't say we
Split
should
the
split
party.
up, please.
Because if it does lead to one location, we have them flanked.
But if it doesn't, then they've got us fucked. So
I whip my candle around and I point it at Jarrod. Splitting the party never works.
That's how we took Ungar.
That was different. That was an onslaught of enemies. We are tracking something here.
Well, didn't you say? Did you say that you saw like a group of them together, Blue? Or did you kind of keep that information to yourself?
yeah, I would tell everybody. Blue's a really good team player. She keeps everybody up to date.
Last time he fled, it took a year and a half for him to come back. He is held up where he thinks he's safe.
Well, I mean, he's not getting any advance notice from the guys who were over there before, so maybe like just a full-on just like get in there and just beat everybody up. Or I think that we should just either way go together, because Jarrod, you are a very capable person, but you're also small, and I don't want you to get hurt.
Gudon is snickering.
She's not being like very condescending.
Yeah, I know.
She's just like matter of factly being like, "You're tiny.
He looks
You'll get
around.
squished."
He's a bigger dude, but he's definitely no Blue.
What is he, 8 feet?
No. I understand that things look relatively small from your stature, but we're capable.
Well, I don't feel comfortable disbanding our team. If you want to go and break off into 2 groups and you go one way and my team goes the other, that's fine if that's what you want to do. But I don't want to leave any of my team members because I care about them.
Out of character. In this episode of Roll for Roll Paluriant, the DM tries to split up the party.
Stay tuned to figure out what happens.
They die. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, which way do you want to go?
Well, if you guys are going without us, I say that you should probably take the more traveled path, since everybody with me can get through without being hindered by the terrain. So we could take the older, more grown over path.
That's fine with us.
Gudon is rolling over with laughter and won't tell anyone why.
So he looks back to his to Kevin and Taylor, and he kind of motions. They kind of perk up a little bit, and we'll see you there. And then they take off to
Right.
the left.
Good luck, homies.
He stops for a second.
Okay, now what's funny?
And then continues.
Gunan, you know I hate it when you don't share the joke.
I whispered, making sure Jared can't hear it. Said, first you called him little, and then you said we're taking the grown-up path.
Did I say that? Some people might think that's rude. Oh well. We ready, guys?
I nod.
Yep.
All right.
Let's go.
So how are you tracking this?
Trying to be really stealthy. But trying to go and using like my pinpoint essentially of where I know they all are.
Mm-hmm.
Just go around and then be looking for any less protected points of entry, I guess.
Okay. Sorry, I made a promise to myself that I would take the time to relabel all these for the most appropriate things. Of course, I didn't have time. But so if you hear me switching music, that's the reason why. I'm just trying to make the mood just right. And then back into the immersion. So everyone roll stealth for me.
7. A strong 7.
All right.
Let's see.
11. 7-11.
24.
Hey!
Yeah.
Actually,
I have a -1 to that.
I can roll.
Look at you.
For paradiddle. There we go.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
So we're just like clomping through the forest, like singing songs. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, it's hard. Like this path is an old path, so things are grown over. There's leaves that are on the ground, like falling over trees. Like it's rough. There's a reason why they abandoned this path, but so it takes you a little bit of time to get through it. However, you do make it up into a kind of an opening, and looking out, you do see like an entrance to an old ruin site.
I would like to see if I can recognize these ruins with maybe a history check.
Sure, go ahead and roll me a history check. Are you trying to determine if you know the specific civilization that was here, or what race
Yes.
was here?
The specific civilization.
Okay, I wanted to give you guidance on that, by the way, if I didn't get a chance to. But
Yeah, that's fine.
you can roll a d4 to add to that. Do you want me to roll it?
You get an extra D4 to roll to it.
Oh,
Due to guidance.
there we go. I was looking for the button for it. I'm like,
The D4 button.
hey.
Awesome. So you don't recall the name of this specific one, but you do know that the first settlers that came to Paluriant were elves. And it's got similar structure to how elf settlements were. What happened to this particular settlement? It's fuzzy. It's kind of hard to remember that.
Is there any writing anywhere in Elvish?
It's pretty much it's a blank
Eroded.
table,
No.
yeah.
Okay.
I would say from your role, you would know that this is probably centuries old. It's old.
I put my Kindle next to my face and I say, well, these are ruins, that's for sure.
Well, should we go in? No time like the present.
And no time like the past.
Sure. And then I'm gonna go in.
All right.
I'll follow.
Yep, right behind him.
And I'm checking and looking around for like any sort of traps or anything like in writing or any ruins that like stand out.
Sure. Go ahead and just roll me a perception check.
24.
So you do notice that it's not like the rest of it is. There's kind of like dirt everywhere. There's a clear path like these steps that kind of lead into this ruin, and there's like a slight overhang, but you can tell that it's been used quite a bit. That this is probably the site where these orcs have made their home, and maybe that's why these elves left, is because of an orc infestation, or they turned into orcs themselves. Not sure. But there's a lot of foot traffic through here.
All right. I'm going to tell everybody to have weapons or magics at the ready and point it all out to them. Take out my hammer.
All right.
I've got my mace in one hand and my candle in the other.
So as you guys are slowly making your way down, it starts getting darker and darker and darker until pretty much the only light that can be seen is from the candle of Gul'dan, and those who have dark vision. You do see some light up ahead. It's kind of just a one-way corridor. And Blue, you looking around, it doesn't look like there's any traps here. Doesn't look like I said, there's a lot of foot traffic through here, so they probably wouldn't trap the entrance to their home, because they're orcs and they're not that bright.
Aw, not with that attitude.
No, not with that attitude.
All right. So then I guess I'll just move forward, trying to be stealthy and like keeping to the walls and stuff like that.
Yeah. Still kind of the same order. Is it? We'll put Blue on the right hand side, Paradiddle behind her on the left, Gul'dan on the right, and then Faina on the left. Is that fine?
Yep.
Okay. So the room in front of you is kind of, you can tell it's kind of torch lit. Go ahead and roll me perception checks, everyone. And if yours is lower than your passive, then just say your passive check.
I'm passive.
My passive is 15.
13.
Okay.
Wait a minute. You want to know my passive?
If it's lower,
Oh, if it's lower.
or
Dang, mine's 20.
yeah. Oh, is your passive perception 20?
Yes.
Okay, then you would use that 20.
Okay.
Although it's fairly quiet, you like Gudan, you do hear a thud, like somebody falling, like and falling hard to the ground up ahead.
Okay, I freeze and I say, "Shh! I heard something. It was a thud. Fell to the ground."
I'm gonna go find out what the thud was. I'm gonna all 8 feet of me.
Wait, take this candle.
I don't want it. It's torchlit. I need both hands.
I spit in your direction. I
Gross.
say that and then I spit, and I said that under my breath. In her in her face. To her face.
Blue's like, the fuck? just he's moving forward with her hammer.
As the room kind of starts to open up and it gets a little bit brighter in there, you do see a figure standing back towards you, or it's back towards you, kind of jabbing in motion, or it looks like it kind of like they're sawing, maybe.
Okay, can I tell if it's an orc or if it's human or what?
Roll another perception, because I like rolling.
I'm gonna give myself guidance.
Okay.
17.
It looks like it doesn't look like an orc. It looks like a human. Resembles Jarrod.
Okay, I'm gonna be like, Jarrod.
The figure kind of stops and turns to look down the hallway. And do you guys enter the room, or are you guys staying in the hallway? What are you guys doing?
How big is the room?
From what you can tell, there's pillars up in the room as well. But it's kind of hard to really see how big the room is until you actually get into it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go in because if I'm in the front, nobody's gonna be able to get past me. So I'm going into the room.
Okay. As you go in, the floor is actually like like a purplish hue. It's very nicely decorated in here. Like the orcs have kind of kept it up, and as everyone kind of makes their way in, you see at the base of this pillar, Jarrod kind of turn around. His armor is kind of pulled off of him, and he's got crystals kind of embedded into his chest, and he kind of smirks. He said, "I knew you would make it here."
I drop my candle in surprise, even though I'm not in the room yet.
Can I insight check him?
Sure. What are you trying to discern?
Just from what I've seen, like the crystals make people like a little more wild and crazy. I just want to see if like his mental state is more towards that than it was when we left him.
Okay. From what you can tell, he's just as focused, but it's more sinister. But you can get the feeling that whatever happened was deliberate.
Oh, I see how it is. And then
I follow in behind, holding Paradiddle's hand, and after I've grabbed my candle and I'm holding it, just kind of sneaking behind to see what's going on.
Guys, Jared's been compromised, and
I'm not compromised. I'm open. My eyes are open to this world. And With you four, we can take it over.
I don't want to take it over. I just want to settle down someplace nice when I'm like 500. Gosh, you didn't even ask what we wanted to do.
I was chosen. I didn't ask for this.
Blue kind of gives a look back to her buddies like, all right, he's crazy.
So what says you? Join me or perish like the others? And with looking around, Kevin and Taylor are also on the ground, bleeding out.
Okay,
Aw,
wait a minute.
They were okay.
So you said that, is this Jared or Jaren?
Jared.
Okay, I was hearing Jaren for
Oh,
some reason.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
This is Jared Black Crow.
Okay.
And as you're talking, his figure is getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Blue's gonna just say, well, everybody, choose for yourselves. I say, fuck this guy, and goes into swing.
All right. So, with that,
I say I don't swing that way, but I pull out my sword and let go of Paradiddle's hand and pull out my sword and say, "Let's get him!"
Xena war cry. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, my war cry is, "Never split the party!"
Paradiddle pulls out his mace and has his shield up ready. His Feyna is ready as well.
How far is it from me?
25 feet, maybe.
Okay, cool. I'm actually digging into my satchel and pulling out some.
All right. So as she reaches in to her satchel.